Good evening, I am family, and welcome back to your Inclination Life broadcast here with Coach Tamil / Lady Tamil, where we talk about positive living via simple truths. I am really excited about tonight's topic because I consider it more of a pep talk. Although every week is about encouragement, but tonight is really about a pep talk. So I love to take things from the pages of my life and my experiences, and I find that when God gives you the order to give encouragement out to the world, you find messages all different places in life, even when you're not looking. So, and traveling this past week on the way home, you know how you get to the airport and you're sitting and you're waiting, and everybody kind of gets to the area that they're supposed to be at, and they wait till it's time to board. And close to time for boarding, when you see the representative come up for the company, everybody begins to go into their respective places. And on certain flights, you don't have assigned seating, and so therefore it kind of matters where you stand in line. And on other flights, you do have assigned seating, and so therefore it does not matter where you stand in line. So this particular flight, there was assigned seating, but there were various classes that actually determine the order in which we could get on the plane. And so after they go through those that need assistance and those who have young children, then they get to the place where they go through these various categories. And so this particular category had priority in it. And as I was sitting there, I was watching as people were lining up almost 35-40 minutes before they were getting ready to actually open the gates and say that we could go in. And I wondered to myself, if you had priority and we're going to get on before most people anyway, and if you had an assigned seat, what in the world would make you get up and stand in line? Because it wasn't going to make a difference. And so tonight's topic, as you can see, is it's your position. And it reminded me of us in life as believers, that oftentimes we forget that it is indeed our position. Whatever it is that God has said that is our position, whatever He has promised you, whatever He has said that you were going to be in life, it is absolutely your position. And too often we are comparing without thinking that we're comparing. We're rushing to push ahead of someone else, afraid that someone else is just going to get there before we get there, afraid somebody else is going to slide into the spot before we begin to slide in the spot, afraid that somebody's going to do the thing that we're going to do before we do it. And how many of you know that no matter what it is that God gives you to do in life, and more than likely there is someone that is already doing the thing or about to do the thing or on the cusp of doing the thing. I'll take, for instance, as you think about the companies like Lyft and Uber. Now, I'm not really sure which one started it first, but they were not too far behind each other. Two companies that do the exact same thing, different reviews, different preferences. Some people drive for both companies. At the end of the day, guess what? Both of the ideas is genius. Same idea, different company, maybe a few different concepts as far as how they pay the people. But guess what? The person who founded Lyft did not stand back, and the person who founded Uber did not stand back, because one of them got ahead of the other one. They still both came out, and they still both exist today, and they still both are prospering companies that are today. And so in saying that, I'm saying to you on tonight, or encouraging you on tonight, that you need to know that it is your position. Whatever that position is that God has promised you in a life, whatever that place that He's told you that you're going to walk in life, whatever that place that you're going to flow in life, you need to know that it is yours, because you don't want to be like these people that were standing in line ahead of time, afraid that someone was going to get something that had already been declared that was theirs. Now, I don't know if they were afraid that somebody was going to get into their position, but it made absolutely no sense at all to rush into a place that was already guaranteed to be yours. And as I did a little bit of research to understand how you get in this category, because I knew there was something that had to get you in this category amongst the other travelers in the world, I found out there's two ways that they got into this priority category. One was how much money they spent in a year, and the second one was the points that they earned from flying all year. And so it brought me to another parallel thought about our position and how we are guaranteed our position. First of all, it said that it was determined by the amount of money that they spent all year long. And this made me think about the cost that we have in life, the cost, the expense, the sacrifice that we make on this journey with God. When we are on this journey with God, there are things that come our way like tests and trials, and we go through tribulation sometimes, and we find ourselves in hard places, but these are the places that we grow in. These are the places that we can prepare in. That position that God has promised you, that's how he gets you prepared for where it is that you're going to walk in. And sometimes we're in this place where we want to go and stand in line. We want to go stand in that place that's already ours without actually paying the cost, without actually making the sacrifice that's necessary to get us into position, because we somehow believe that if I go stand in that line, if I go ahead of time, that I'm going to be in that position and I'm going to get, or someone's going to take my place, or someone's going to take what it is that God has for me, without trusting the process to get us to where we are. The second thing that they said got them into this position is that the points that they earned just by flying, and that cost them nothing because they already had spent the money, and on top of them spending the money, they gave them points. And to me, that made me think about God's unmerited favor. It made me think about the favor that he gives us that we don't deserve. We don't have to do anything for. He just chooses how he's going to bestow that favor on us. And so when it is your position, you got to know that it is truly the favor of God that is going to get you there. I don't know what that position is for you on tonight. I don't know if that is a title. I don't know if that is an achievement. I don't know if that's something that he told you that you would accomplish. But whatever it is, you need to know on tonight that your position is solid. You don't have to rush for it. It just like those travelers, it is already assigned to you. When you get to that place, it is going to be yours. It is not going anywhere. And so the other thing that I put here on tonight is I put here that what we have to do is we've got to trust God. We've got to stop wavering. We've got to obey him, and we got to wait for it. We got to trust God. Stop wavering. So that means when it's not coming in your time, that means if you want to rush to that place and you're saying, well, God, I'm here. I'm ready to go. What is happening? Why is it not manifesting itself? You got to stop wavering, because sometimes we start saying, well, God, it's not happening. Maybe that's not what maybe I didn't hear you clearly. Maybe that's not what you said over my life. And God says, all I want you to do is keep trusting me. All I'm doing is I'm still preparing you. All I'm doing is waiting to the appropriate time to manifest this thing, but you got to trust me. We've got to obey him, whatever it is. I was blessed to be in a message preached by Dr. Darius Daniels, and he talked about this place of obedience. Sometimes we're looking for God when we're going through this process of waiting. We're looking for God when we're going through the tests and trials, and it blessed me so well because I found myself sometimes in that position where I'm wondering, God, where in the world are you at? I know you told me to go here. Where are you at? And he said, God will meet us in that place of obedience, that place where he said, you go there, and that's where I'll meet you at. And so I just wanted to share it to bless somebody with that on tonight. And then the last thing we need to do, we need to wait for it. When we trust God and we don't waver and we obey him, the only thing that we need to do is wait for his manifestation. And so there's a song that I love, and it comes on the radio at very sporadic times, but it generally comes on around times, I don't know, it just seems like it happens in my life when God is about to do something in my life. When I'm waiting on God, there's a song, and I should have pulled up who it was by. But the song is very simple. It says, what God has for me, it is for me. And we've got to get a what God has for me, it is for me attitude on tonight. We've got to get the type of attitude that says, what God has for me, whatever that position is that God has for me, it is for me. Your position is for you. You and another person may be doing the same exact thing. It may look totally different. But you cannot look at all the fluff and this and that. I'll take, for example, when you take two people that are in the same area of life and you look at maybe the followers or something they have on social media, and one may have 1,000 following them and another one may have 500 and another one may only have 100. But at the end of the day, if you are in your position and you're doing what it is that God is giving you to do, if you're in your position and you're operating where he's told you to operate, you're still in position. It does not matter whether this person seems to be on a more elevated elevated level than you, or they seem to be doing it on a greater or bigger scale than you. What God has for you, it is for you. So your position is your position. It is where you're going to find the most joy. It is where you're going to find the most peace. It is where you're going to operate in life, and where although you may be under pressure sometimes to get the best out of you, it's still not going to quite feel what it's like if you go through a struggle trying to push yourself. So on tonight, let's not be like those two people that I saw in line, and I was wondering, if you already paid for the ticket, if your seat is already assigned to you, if you already have priority and you're going to get on before everybody else, why are you there ahead of time when you already know that what you have is guaranteed? It does not make any sense. And so that's the attitude that we got to get on tonight, that wherever it is that God has promised us, it's already paid for. It's already assigned to us. And all we got to do is sit and wait till the appropriate time when God says, now is the time, and go take our seat, go take our position, go take whatever that is that God has promised us in life. And so I pray that this has been encouraging to you on tonight. Remember, it is for you. Whatever it is for you. What God has for you, it is for you. And God does not change his mind. I hope you'll have a good evening, a blessed week, and that you'll tune back in with me next week as we have another conversation about positive living via simple truths. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Goodbye.